All right, let's talk crypto today. I kind of want to show you guys how I am using crypto and US dollars or USDT to make a little passive income on the side while the crypto market is kind of just moving up and down and not going up or really down at the moment. It's had its, fair share of drops in the last few weeks, but it's pretty much holding stable for the most part. But yeah, before we get into that, if you guys want to see more crypto content or eBay content or AI content or stuff like that, be sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. I try to post eBay tips and crypto updates every week. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about crypto and how I'm using my existing crypto to help me make some passive dollars. So I've been in crypto since 2000, I don't know, really into it since 2017, but one of my bosses, one of my good friends was mining crypto back in 2015 at at the office that we shared. And so I've known about it for a long time. I've tried to mine it on some of my old computers, and obviously mining doesn't really work these days unless you have a pretty big setup and have some real money behind it. So I talked previously in a video about a helium miner, how you can set that up and it, doesn't use as much energy as traditional miners, but still gives you a little bit of passive income. But it's like 3 cents a day these days. So it's really not worth it if you're looking to get into sort of mining right now, unless you have a ton of money behind it. And even then, you're probably, with the prices of Bitcoin right now, you're probably not going to come out ahead for a little while. But I personally believe in Bitcoin, so I believe it will go up over, in the long run. I'm not too worried about the short term, but in order to make some money off of the Bitcoin and the crypto that I own during the short term, I have turned to trading bots. I know a lot of people are against trading bots, and the trading bots are typically designed to make money for the exchanges that they're hosted on because they get a cut of each transaction and everything. But if you're in it for the long run and you don't like watching the market and you're just like, all right, I'm going to set this and forget it, and I want it to take profit every once in a while, then they're actually pretty good. I was running them on KuCoin before, but KuCoin changed it where even if you were in the US, you needed to set up KYC, know your customer, which they won't allow US customers to do. So you could get around it before by not setting up the KYC, but you were limited in things you could do on KuCoin. However, transferring crypto into it and out of it and setting up bots was not restricted, but now it is. So I had to shut all my bots down, move my crypto out of KuCoin, and find somewhere else to set up bots. So in my search, I found Pionex, however you want to say it. It's Pionex, and if you're in the US, it's .us. If you're outside of the US, I believe it's .com. So Pionex is basically an exchange that has built-in bots that you can take advantage of. So you can set a price range for your crypto that you believe that, say, Bitcoin is going to sit in, say 21,000 to 30,000, and then set the number of grids, and it will automatically buy more Bitcoin as it goes down and then sell that Bitcoin as it goes up and bank US dollars or USDT, whichever you choose. You could do either. So that it kind of sets it to the side. So you're actually taking profit every single time that a trade is made. Yes, if Bitcoin continues to skyrocket and goes way up, you would have made more money just holding on to the Bitcoin you purchased now as opposed to trading it back and forth. But I have a bunch of Bitcoin set aside on a hardware wallet offline that isn't being traded, isn't doing anything. That's like my savings. So what I have put, excuse me, what I've put into Pionex is just what I'm willing to mess around with and lose if I have, if it comes to that or whatever. It's essentially what I have what I am willing to play around with and trade with and not too concerned about. So I kind of wanted to show you guys exactly what the bots are doing, how much I'm making off of it, and you guys can decide if you want to actually sign up and do this or not, or you can let me know if you have any questions. But so if you take a look at my screen here, you can see that I have 8 bots running total. One of the top one here is a reverse bot. So this one I put in a little bit of Bitcoin. It's not much, it's like $120 or something. But it's reverse. So this is actually trying to get me more Bitcoin as opposed to trying to get me more dollars. So if you click on it, you can see over here that I am, I'm losing Bitcoin over time. These are the orders that it still has to buy at these prices, and this is what it'll sell at. Here's how many transactions it's made in the last 10 days. You can see here, this is how much per transaction, how much Bitcoin it banks for me in my profit. So it's nothing, it's pennies, But this is one of those spots that's just kind of sitting here. I was playing around to see what it would do. This is, what I have the limit set at. So it's from 22,000 to 27,000. There's 70 grids. I think you can see, I haven't released any of the profit yet, so you can't see that. But that's kind of what this first one is. This is just playing around. I had some extra Bitcoin in a small amount in one of the exchanges, so I threw it over here. All right, the next ones are all the ones where I'm actually trying to make US dollars or USDT with the bot trading. So this one, I only set this one up because my other bot, which is the big one, which is right here, fell below the threshold and it wasn't trading anymore. So I set up another one and I was going to start dumping a little bit of money into it at a time at a different threshold. So I kind of had these 2 different price points. So it was kind of always trading. But then I figured out how to add or to change the parameters on the big one. And it makes more sense because you could see I've made $2.07. And I think that's only in the last maybe 4 days because I released some of the profit. But anyway, so let's just take a look at the big one here as the example. So you can see here that the bot itself has made $2.37 since I last released the profit. So that is not all of the profit that the bot has made. You can click here and release the profit, and that'll send just this profit that the bot has made from buying and trading to your trading account, and then you can do whatever you want. I typically release it and then add it back into this bot. So you could see, like, I started with about 3,000 in this one, and I've just been releasing the profit and adding it back into here. And it was a little over 43 days. I think it was probably about 2 months just because I've started this bot and stopped it. So before I realized how the releasing profit stuff worked. So this bot itself has been running for 43 days. And if we come over here to transaction, you could see the release profit. I have released $18.76 of it. So this bot over 43 days with about $3,000 in it has made me $18.76. Actually about $20 because I haven't released this profit yet. So not terrible. It's not a huge return on the money, but it's good. The problem is this number, right? So like Bitcoin price fluctuates up and down. So I am down, Bitcoin is down from where I initially bought in. So I'm actually down $307 overall. But I'm not too concerned about this because I, in my heart, believe that Bitcoin will go back up. So this number is kind of irrelevant to me. I'm just looking to pull actual profits out of this and move it around and do stuff like that. Now, the argument could be made that using a high yield savings account is better because the price of the US dollar never really fluctuates and isn't going to tank like the Bitcoin price. So therefore, if you're getting 4 to 5%, from Ally or Vanguard or wherever these, high yield savings accounts are, then you're better off because you're not going to lose based on the value of like Bitcoin going down, which you are here. But like I said, I believe in Bitcoin. The fluctuations are fine right now. I playing along with them, but yeah, you could say a high yield savings account might be better in this case. And actually, I do have a high yield savings account that has about $4,500 in it or something. And I think it makes about $16 a month just from the money not doing anything. So if you're a little more risk averse and you don't want to do this and play with the crypto, I would suggest a high yield savings account. But if you want to check out these bots and see what they can do, then Pionex is a pretty good platform. I like the platform. Like I said, I have a bunch of bots set up here. Everything's underwater because I pretty much bought it at the top, but you know, they're all bringing in a little bit. Ethereum is still below my price range, so I'm going to add some more profit to that and rearrange the price range so that I can get it trading again. And as I said, I'm not too concerned about the total profits because I do believe that the market will come back. It's just kind of down right now, which is why it's kind of nice to make those few extra dollars while it's down instead of just constantly losing stuff. This total profit number actually is, you know, this is what your holdings are worth. So my holdings are down about 10% from when I bought in, but I made, you know, 0.08% in profits. So that takes, you know, it takes this away from this, and that's your total profit or loss in this case. But yeah, Pionex, it's super easy to set up. They have lots of pre-made bots that you can use. It's, you know, it's probably a little, I actually, now that I've played around with it and used it a little bit more, I like it more than KuCoin's bots. So I'll be sticking with this, obviously, since I can't go back to KuCoin. But I just wanted to give you guys some real world examples of how these bots are doing in trying to pull in passive income. So like I said, the number one, sorry. The number one thing about this though, and it should worry you a little bit, and it worries me all the time because I've been screwed by some of these companies, you have to transfer your coins to Pionex. So they're no longer self-custody, they're no longer stored by you. They're all on Pionex's system, so if they go bankrupt or something happens, they're gone. I've been screwed by Anchor Protocol because of this, and from Celsius. However, those were different. They were yield farming and taking the higher interest rates and trying to push that, you know, they were lending out your coins and making interest on that and then paying you back a smaller amount of interest, trying to, you know, entice customers. So this is actually an exchange that is just happens to be using bots to do all the trading. So it's not really the same as Celsius or even Anchor Protocol. So I'm a little less leery of it, but there is still quite a risk in using this over just keeping your coins on, you know, your hardware wallet, whatever it may be. So keep that in mind if you do go with this. If you have any other questions about Pionex or setting up the bots, let me know in the comments. Let me know if anybody else uses this. Like I said, this is just a small chunk that I've been playing around with just to see how it works. The majority of my crypto is offline somewhere else, and I don't even touch it. That's just sitting there waiting to see if, you know, when Bitcoin goes back up. So yeah, hopefully you guys will subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to post crypto updates, hopefully weekly, and we'll see you next time.